Hi, everyone. And in this week's Weekly Scoop, we started the week with the great news of South Africa's removal from the Financial Action Task Force's grey list. Now, this is a grey list, not an A list. And for us as an economy, this was good news. We didn't see the markets respond too much. I think it was already priced in. A lot of people felt that way, but certainly a step in the right direction and certainly the right messaging out there in terms of the seriousness with which we take compliance and the combating of terrorism and anti-money laundering. So that was a great way to start the week, eclipsed only by our live webinar on Monday with Old Mutual Alternative Investments, the EPPF, and Rescura as we tackled the conversation around private markets. Now, private markets for pension funds, is this the most appropriate way to invest our members' assets? And this was the exact question that was unpacked by the experts in the room. And a lot of the commentary received in the chat during that webinar seemed to indicate the same conversation. Now, I think what was surprising to all of us at EBNet was the number of respondents who on the webinar poll indicated that they were interested in investing in private markets. So there's certainly a willingness out there. There's certainly a want and a need to invest in these types of portfolios, I think really to forward and further the conversation on infrastructure and to make an impact in our country. Now, private markets are not new in the global conversation. Countries like Canada invest up to 25% of their assets in private markets and in infrastructure. So it feels like we're a little bit late to this conversation, but rather late than never. An excellent webinar. If you didn't get a chance to attend or an opportunity to catch the live stream of the event, feel free to hop onto our website, www.ebnet.co.za, and catch the recording of that. I think the other conversation that has unfolded this week in terms of the articles and the commentary I've received is around World Savings Day, which in fact is today. We've seen a lot of press come in and a lot of coverage around the disciplines involved when it comes to saving for your future and saving members' money really for their retirement. One of the interesting articles for me was from Salem Nyati, who is from the Momentum Group Foundation, and her commentary and insights into mashonisas. Now, I've actually had, subsequent to her article, an interview with her, which I will be popping onto the website next week. And the reality of what the average South African out there who is experiencing financial pressure is having to go through and face is not pleasant. And Salem really helped to change my views or to give me a perspective on what is out there. And not only did she unpack mashonisas, but she also unpacked a number of options that are available. And believe it or not, taking your savings pot withdrawal was not one of them. So look out for that interview, which I'll post on the website during the course of next week on EBNet Stream. Sticking with the individual savings and the individual portfolio theme, our exec meet and greet this week was with Nick Smith, no relation to the rugby player, which he openly admitted, was with Nick Smith, who is the pricing and product executive at Bidvest Life. And he unpacked the claim stats from that insurer that they experienced during the last calendar year. So that's the year of 2024, and made specific commentary around income disability protection. Now, all of us are obviously worried about life cover and what if something happens to us, who looks after our children, etc. But in my opinion, the worst case scenario is in fact an income or a disability event. Or an income event that you are no longer able to earn the salary that you earn. Nick takes us through a great conversation around that, around some of the gaps that may exist in your portfolio. And feel free to go and have a listen to that. That's on EBNet Stream. Coming back to all matters EBNet, as you know, we recently had our 2025 Evolutionaries Conference. I'm happy to say that all that content has been published on our website, again, www.ebnet.co.za. You can go and catch up on all the conversations around AI and its impact on the various disciplines that we talk to around our trustee meeting tables and with our financial advisors. So that's things like investments, your financial planning, on the tech and the asset management industry, on the administration industry, and the infiltration or the influence of AI on what we do is out there. And if you haven't heard about it, if you haven't interacted with AI yet, don't worry. There are some people in that conference content that will show you around. But certainly deep in the conversations embedded into our admin processes and practices already.
EBNet is proud to bring you top quality content from experts across the financial services industry in South Africa and internationally, all for free. Your support helps us in doing this. All we ask is that you subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button below, share this video with others you think will benefit from it, and give us a thumbs up if you are enjoying the content. That way, you help us help you. Thank you from the team at EBNet. For more great content, please visit www.ebnet.co.za.
It brings to mind the issue of data security and cybersecurity. One of the very interesting pieces of content on that or in that conference was with an ethical hacker. And he will show you how easy it is to get hold of your information and how to infiltrate your records. It sparked me to interview the team from ESET, which is a cybersecurity business, chatted to their CEO and one of the executives around the latest trend of threat actors using your social media and social engineering the opportunities really to influence you and to persuade you to click on links that look legitimate. It's a great interview, definitely worth a listen to, and certainly an interview that you could add to your collateral when it comes to regular training on cybersecurity in your businesses. The reality is that the humans are the weakest link. And if I look at one of the comments, in fact, I think it was yesterday in the Accenture article we published, that we all need to work on zero trust models. And that is really, in its simplest terms, don't trust anyone. And so a very interesting perspective and quite a frightening look at how sophisticated these social engineering scams are and how quick it is that you will click on something because it appears legitimate. Yesterday also on EBNet, we posted Just Share's latest asset manager responsible investing benchmark survey. So looping back to the webinar on private markets, the survey from Just Share illuminated, highlighted, surfaced a conversation that I'm not going to say is new, but certainly having data to back it gives us a lot of confidence to talk about this with our service providers. It's an excellent benchmark survey. I suggest you go read it. Or encourage you, more than suggest, I encourage you to go read it, and you will see what the state of the large asset managers are in South Africa when it comes to responsible investing on a number of different criteria. The other thing that always comes with November time is our medical aid increases. So there were two articles on the website this week. The first was from the team from Alex Forbes, from their healthcare team, looking and unpacking the medical aid increases that the various schemes have already published for next year. The commentary was relatively positive, in that relatively because they all went up. So unfortunately, there's no stable or zero or or negative not increases. But the increases were certainly, I want to say, tempered when compared with previous years. So the team from Alex Forbes really unpacking what those increases are going to look like next year and giving you the opportunity talking about financial planning or World Savings Day today, it gives you the opportunity to work on your budget and look at where you can possibly save some money. A lot of the medical schemes are launching lower cost options, and that's obviously in response to the economic reality. And yeah, it's a conversation that we'll keep having. The other article that was very interesting to me this week was from Discovery Health Medical Schemes, and this was on mental health. And obviously it relates only to the mental health of their scheme members, but I think it's pretty indicative of what's going on out there and certainly globally. If you look at the mental health statistics over the last, however long you want to look at it for, you can see that there is a massive increase and certainly a trending upwards in mental health issues and where members and individuals are claiming when it comes to mental health benefits. Now, mental health, anxiety, stress, depression is not something to take lightly. I think as employers, as benefit providers, as product builders out there, as those of us who have dedicated our careers to helping South Africans save, I think this is something that we do need to take more than seriously. Mental health, particularly for our youngsters, is real. It's a real issue. And thank you to Discovery for surfacing that conversation, because it is an important one. Speaking of important conversations, next week, I might be a little bit under the radar. I'll be at the FPI convention, which is on Monday and Tuesday. I'm looking forward to seeing all our individual financial planners and CFPs at that event. And on Wednesday and Thursday, I'll be at the Actuarial Societies convention, both of which are at the Sandton Convention Centre. If you see me there, pop past. Always feel free to buy me a coffee. But please pop in. I love chatting to those of you in our community who listen and follow us, and certainly feel free to make any suggestions, any comments, and we'll certainly take those on board. If you can't be at those conferences, you can follow me on X. Look at me using the right name finally. You can follow me on X. I will live tweet from those events as the conversation is unfolding. But at the end of every day, I will be posting an article on EBNet, bringing you up to speed with the highlights of that day. So I'm looking forward to interacting. I'm looking forward to the thought leadership, and I may look a little bit tired in next week's scoop. Until then.